Police say that these two men in this car were throwing explosives, perhaps, out of the car as this chase was going on. One suspect was shot, taken to a hospital. He is now dead. They believe that man to be Black Hat, suspect number one in the Boston Marathon bombings.
So all these, as this unfolds over the last 3 days since the Boston Marathon attack, we had been wondering, we sort of knew that they were here, that they had probably planned it here beforehand, but whether that they had an escape route to get out of town was always a question mark. They stuck around. These areas are literally half a mile away from the finish line, and we will find out sort of, what triggered all the activities tonight over time. It is, at 5 o'clock the FBI releases their pictures, and 5 hours later you have a shootout with a police officer, and then one of the suspects is now dead. So everything was happening very, very fast over the course of the last 12 hours, but it appears like they never left town, which is surprising even to me.
Yeah, I'd like to go now to the other gentleman that has been staying up all night covering this story. One of the many, actually, I should say, but one of the two in front of the camera, Drew Griffin, who was on the scene in Watertown. Drew, what are you seeing? What's the latest from Watertown?
The latest here is, as we have been watching through the night, we had that one person brought into custody, that he was not taken anywhere, he was stripped naked, then he was dressed, pulled out, questioned again, put up against the wall, taken photos of, then he was questioned yet another time, but never taken away from this scene. Now, according to Jay McMichael, another one of our photojournalists who has that angle, that person has left, has been allowed to leave and go home, I assume. We don't see any of that emergency door-to-door search that is going on from our vantage point, although we are in a very tight, cordoned off area here in Watertown, just down the street from where we believe the shootout took place between the suspects and many different police officers that were responding to this scene. But boy, boy, oh boy, what a night, and what a lot of questions we have, and you just have to wonder if that first initial police officer down at MIT was the one who actually identified these possible suspects and basically has now given his life in pursuit of these two. Gentlemen?
Drew, it's been a crazy night indeed, and we know that one police officer has been killed at MIT, Massachsetts transit. I'm sure I'm botching with the initials.
MBTA.
An MBTA transit police officer has been wounded, and one of the suspects in the Boston Marathon terrorist attacks, one of the suspects, suspect number one with the black hat, has been killed in a shootout with police. The second suspect, suspect number two with the white hat, he is still on the loose, and he is in Watertown. He's thought to be in Watertown, Massachusetts.
And let me read to you what the police commissioner of Boston says about this man. He says, "We believe this to be a terrorist. We believe this is a man who's come here to kill people," which is why, Jake, the people of Watertown right now need to be so careful. Stay in your homes.
There's probably about 9,000, from what I'm hearing, police officers on this now. That is everyone and everyone they know right now. This is a massive manhunt related to the terrorist attack. So I worked in Massachusetts. I know all the